Okay, we're heading on 6:20 a.m. This is an odd item. It's Beam's 8-star Kentucky whiskey, a blend. There's a lot of humidity. I have the windows open. There's a lot of humidity, so just with the liquid inside, it's sweating around that. All right, so some condensation. It's strange. This is beautiful plastic, PET plastic bottle. They do make glass 750 milliliter bottles. Excuse me. I was at Dorgnac's, which is almost like a huge hard liquor wine and whiskey, hard liquor wine and beer emporium, and they had this in the big, 1.5 liter plastic bottle. Well, I bought this at a place here locally. It was $1.89, and I said, so strange. I thought it was some kind of knockoff brand at first, like not Jim Beam's, the famous, right, company. I was reading about them, established by the Boom family, German immigrants in the 1700s in Kentucky, so that's how long it's been around. Beam's 8-star. Okay, Kentucky Springs Distilling Company, Claremont in Frankfort, Kentucky. Well, that's Beam. 75% grain neutral spirits, 25% straight whiskey. Okay, the newer bottle, this is apparently a bottle that had been sitting on the shelf for a while because I saw the newer bottle at Dornack say it was an 80-20 blend as opposed to the 75-25 in this bottle. But I had to find out. I was like, I have to find out about this. This is a 375 milliliter. Yeah, it's still sweating. I mean, the humidity in Louisiana is crazy. They had a different design in the 1980s. I saw a company that sells like vintage, unopened whiskey or whatever, hard liquor bottles, and they had one from the 1980s. It was a little better looking design than this sort of peculiar thing. Now, if you look on the Jim Beam brand website, it's pretty extensive, and they have so many varieties. You know, they got the Devil's Cut, and I saw a commercial this morning, just this morning on ESPN, and they were saying, "Oh, we won. We were voted best bourbon in the world." And I don't know. It might have been the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. I'm not sure because that's a big one. But they were bragging on that. But they don't list this particular item on their website. But if you go to the Beam Suntory website and you start digging in their files, and you have to dig, you can find it. I brought this up on the computer. Beam Suntory brands, and there it is, Beam's 8-star. And there's hundreds of famous, like Courvoisier, Jim Beam, Suntory, and they have beer too. And there's other obscure brands like this. Okay, somebody was telling me it's not as bad as you think. It's very similar to the Seagram's 7 Crown. And it's constructed almost in the same way. I said, wow, that's a really famous one, and this is so strange. But anyway, no, it just looks like blended whiskey, right? That amber appearance. And I did have a little bit of it. The first video I shot, I didn't like. It didn't come out correctly, I didn't think, so I just deleted it. I said, it doesn't matter if I've tried it. So, alcohol legs. But it doesn't smell too bad. It's and there was I think Specs, or one of these liquor they have online. You can order online to pick it up at the store or whatever, or even have it shipped. But Specs in Houston, I think they had a description. I think I'll copy and paste that description down in the box here in this video. And they were talking about, I'm thinking, wow, they're giving this all these elaborate descriptions of it, but how could they with something so bad? But I tried it and I said it does kind of match in some ways. But but I'm not reading that now, and I don't remember exactly what it said, so that's better. That way I'm not unduly influenced. It's, well, you know, it smells like hard liquor. It smells like whiskey. A little nuttiness. Oak. Some vanilla. They might have said something about vanilla on there. Some, you know, sharp alcohol, 80 proof. I mean, but it doesn't smell foul or like off. And I've never had a Jim Beam product of any grade. Okay, so I guess I'm starting at the bottom, and then you move up. And I know I wasn't supposed to do any whiskey reviews until 2028 after I went through brandy, but I said, oh, well, you don't have to impose these strict guidelines upon yourself. And I had already done the Sazerac rye whiskey, one of the grades, and that was very nice. And I sipped on that. Took a few months to drink it, or a month, something like that. Okay. It's sweet, very smooth. You know, I thought this would be harsh, like no, not harsh. Smooth, mellow. Like I said, the nuts, some oak. There's some kind of, I'm saying like candy sweetness, but it's not like candy flavoring or anything like that. It's just some aspect to it of sugar, but it's all around pleasant. $1.89 for that 375 milliliter plastic bottle. Even if it would have been horrible and I would have had to dump it out, you know, what's the loss? And the bottle was like covered with dust and it was kind of sticky or whatever, and I came home and I took some hot water and soap and I washed the bottle off and made it look nice. And then one of the other bottles, the label was like chipped and a little torn, and I was like, oh, give me one that's not like that, because I have a reason. And then the owner of the store was like, what is the problem? We only have 2 bottles. And she's from Russia. I said, it's not a problem. I'm just shopping, you know. But she was very stern. She's always very stern. You want cigarettes? And her husband, what? I don't know, there's a lot of anger in there. And a lot of products. But I don't go in there and make a lot of product requests, because they always give me a, you know, I'll say, you know, can you get such and such beer? Why you need to know this? So, just thought I'd ask. So I just go in there and buy, put the cash, and get out before they get angry, you know. But their customer service is different. Okay, but you know, I don't know how to give this a really good description. All I can tell you is it's not bad. It's strange as heck, but it's not bad. These things exist. I think you could fool somebody in a blind taste test, really, based on my almost zero involvement with whiskeys of any sort. And considering you can pay $35 for a Hennessy grade of cognac in a 375 bottle. It's an interesting counterpoint. Of course, those are beautiful glass bottles. And anyway, enough of the aesthetic evaluation. So it is what it is. Beam's 8-star. If you've ever had it, if you know anything about it, let me know. I'd be interested in your feedback. This is the first video review for this product in the world. There was another video, but it's mainly a drinking video where the guy's just drinking. He's talking about he's going to get blasted or something. I don't know. It wasn't super coherent. Thank you for watching this video production.